So I was talking with a good buddy of mine, a wellness expert, about what we're doing with the Freedomology community, especially H40. And I mentioned that I see diet as 70 to 80% of this physical and mental health equation. And then exercise and movement make up the rest of the puzzle. And he's like, nope. He said sleep's at least 50% of it for most people. And then everything else like diet, exercise, stress management, that stuff falls into place after that. And his argument was that if you're not getting enough deep restorative sleep, then nothing else really matters. And honestly, that hit me because I've always taken sleep for granted. Like it's just this thing that happens in between the awake moments of my life. Like something else I get around to after I've done everything else to be healthy for the day. But the reality is that sleep isn't just some passive recovery period. It's actually the foundation for everything. Your physical health, your mental health, your energy. So even your ability to make good decisions, because when we sleep, these incredible things are happening inside our bodies. So our hormones are regulating, cells are repairing, memories are consolidating. Seinfeld actually has a great bit on this. He calls it night guy versus morning guy. And night guy wants to stay up late, have fun, eat whatever, push bedtime away. But then morning guy has to deal with these consequences, the exhaustion, the brain fog, the sluggishness. And the joke is that night guy doesn't really care because, well, that's morning guy's problem. But the truth is, you are a morning guy. I am a morning guy. Like, we can't live like night guy without paying the price ourselves. So this is something that we really need to pay attention to because our brain is actually going through these deep cycles of restoration and we need this. So if we're gonna spend a third of our lives sleeping, shouldn't our mattresses, our pillows, our entire sleep environment, shouldn't we try to optimize that? That's why we focused on rest this week. So R stands for regularity. So our body's craving this consistency. E stands for eliminate. So just cutting out certain habits. S stands for supplement. So powerful additions you can add to your routine. And then T stands for turn down or up, like your temperature, your sounds, maybe even tools like binaural beats. But I really want to start with the science here. So here's the breakdown. So when you sleep, your brain cycles through these different phases. In each full cycle, this lasts about 90 minutes. We typically go through 4 or 5 of these a night. And then within each cycle, there are distinct stages that the brain progresses through in a very specific order. So the first stage is non-REM 1, or what they call N1. So this is when you're just drifting off, you're still somewhat aware, but your brain waves are slowing down, your muscles are relaxing, and your body is like transitioning into sleep mode. It's light, it's brief, and if someone wakes you up, you might not even feel like you were sleeping yet. Then comes N2. So this is where things start to get a little bit deeper. So brain waves are gonna slow down even more. Your heart rate is gonna drop. Your body temperature will actually decrease a little bit, and you're way less aware of your surroundings. This is the phase that we spend most time in throughout the night. And then after that, we move into N3. So some call this stage slow wave sleep or deep sleep. This is the sleep stage that you really want to try and maximize because during N3, brain waves become super slow delta waves, and it's really hard to wake someone up. This is where your body does most of its repair work. So it's gonna release growth hormones, it's gonna actually repair tissues, and then boost the immune system. Your brain also does this deep cleaning thing. It flushes out all these toxins that have built up during the day, even the week before. So many scientific studies show that this deep sleep is crucial for just physical recovery, memory consolidation, and brain health. And then after N1, N2, and N3, we enter REM sleep. So this is where rapid eye movement happens. Our eyes, they dart around behind the eyelids. Our brain waves become a little bit more active, almost like when we're awake. And most dreaming occurs in this phase. And the body actually becomes temporarily paralyzed, which prevents us from acting out our dreams. So REM sleep is vital for emotional regulation, learning, and just remembering things. Many studies show that people deprived of REM sleep, they struggle with remembering information and they tend to have just more negative emotional experiences. So if you want to be on top of your game, both mentally and emotionally and physically, you have to make sure that you're getting enough REM sleep. When we get good sleep, this incredible process happens. It's called the glymphatic system, but I prefer to call it the brain bath because that's basically what it is. So while we sleep, cerebrospinal fluid flows through our brains. It clears out all these toxins and waste products that have built up that day, that week, even that month. And these could include proteins that might contribute to Alzheimer's. The space actually between our brain cells increases by about 60%. It allows this fluid to move around freely. It literally washes the brain. It flushes waste into our lymphatic system and ultimately the liver for disposal. It sounds crazy, but it's true. This brain bath is most active during deep sleep. Meaning if you're not getting enough good quality deep sleep, your brain is not flushing out all these waste products efficiently. And another thing that happens when we sleep is memory consolidation. So this is where the short-term experiences that we had during the day are converted into long-term memories. And there's still some mystery here, especially around the role of dreams, but researchers agree that dreaming plays a key role in this. Like, have you ever noticed how dreams seem like fragments of things that we experience during the day? Almost like your brain is processing and then categorizing different information like a computer. So I know when I get a good night's sleep, the next day just flows. Like my brain just took everything I learned the day before and then organized it, put it into its place. This is why it's such a good idea to focus on positive thoughts right before bed, and maybe even plan a challenge or problem that you're working on in our brains, because they're literally like miracles, right? When we learn to optimize our sleep, we can unlock potential that we don't even realize that we have.